How's it going, guys? It's Byron here at Modern Muscle Extreme. Today we're going to do a new product showcase on our MMX 4140 Premium Rocker Shaft Stabilizer. So I'm going to dive in a little bit and talk about what it does, what it doesn't do, when we recommend it, and I'll show you guys how to actually install it here on the engine. So to answer a question that we get a lot is, well, what is it for and what does it do? So it will tie the intake rocker arm and the exhaust rocker arm together. It will help with the forces of this valve spring here that's trying to push the actual rocker shaft off of the head at all times, because you have 400 and something pounds of pressure here most of the time that's literally trying to lift this off of the cylinder head. So we put this bar in here and it will help lock the two shafts together and add some rigidity to keep everything bolted down and keep the actual shafts from flexing in this manner. So the next question is, well, when do I need it? And I'm going to be honest with you guys, if you have a stock bottom end 6.4, 5.7 with a camshaft in it, you don't need this product. So when you do need this product is if you're doing an engine build and you plan on turning it over 7,000 RPM and you have a heavier valve spring setup that has 430 plus pounds over the nose pressure, when you have a roller rocker arm that adds a lot of mass, a dual spring with a heavy retainer, and you've added a lot of valve train weight and mass, that can definitely help with the stability there by adding this steel rocker bar. So for years, if you've called in and you've talked to me or you've talked to one of our technicians here, we've never really recommended rocker stabilizers, and that's just because I wasn't really happy with the current market offering because of the alloy that it was made out of. Most of the different ones that are on the market right now are made out of aluminum, and I want to tell you guys why that's not really the best idea. So you have a lifter obviously that moves straight up and down on the block, but the push rod has angularity, and that's to clear the intake port. So with that push rod angularity, this rocker arm that's made out of steel is being forced against this factory steel rectangular hold down block. So when you take these two hold down blocks, you pull them off the motor and you put a piece of aluminum in there, well, what happens? Well, you still have that push rod angularity, you still have the valve spring force that's pushing this intake or exhaust rocker arm over into that aluminum. Well, it's going to grind and it's going to make a wear pattern right here on the aluminum bar, and it's going to put aluminum in the oil. Just never really been a big fan of that, and that's why we've never really pushed them or used them. So we wanted to set out and we wanted to make something that was out of steel. We picked 4140 because of its strength and hardness. So it is harder than the factory hold down here. And one thing you will notice, you will still get like a rub mark here on the side, but it's not actually going to grind into it because it's even harder than the factory hold down. So it's not going to grind, it's not going to put the steel in the oil. Another benefit of our design. So with all that being said, I want to go ahead and show you guys how to install it here on our MMX engine dyno engine. So I'm going to grab my handy little zip gun here. I'm going to pull the factory hold downs off, and this is a very, very important note that I want to cover. The best way that you can install these is install the valve train with all of the stock components when you're putting it together. Get it all the way bolted down, even torque it up, get everything seated. Then you're going to do exactly what I'm doing here. You're going to pull the factory bolts and the factory hold downs out. Now, another note to cover. We do have ARP bolt upgrade available here if you'd like. Now, these will still work with the factory bolts, but obviously the ARPs do provide a little bit more clamp load, and you can reuse them without fear of them stretching or breaking. So back to our installation here, we have our two factory little hold downs off. We have our MMX tie bar here with we got the ARP bolts in this one, so literally we just drop it on here and we will run our bolts down. And this impact gun it's not going crazy right now. It takes nothing to actually make it ratchet, so we will then grab a regular ratchet and we will sort of snug them up here. And then I am going to grab my torque wrench real quick. And we have our torque wrench set to 25 foot-pounds, whether we're torquing the factory bolt or the ARP bolt, 25 foot-pounds. So, got it already set up here. And we will just click, click, one more time, and that's it. Alright guys, that's how you install our MMX 4140 rocker shaft stabilizer. So, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us on our Facebook direct messaging, Instagram direct messaging, or give us a call here at the shop, 276-666-1934. Thank you.